UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has touched down in India, and we're getting you the latest images that are coming in from Ahmedabad. Grand welcome lined up along the streets of Gujarat for UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Very crucial visit this. It's a two-day visit. Today he's going to be in Gujarat. This is the first time that the UK Prime Minister is actually visiting Gujarat, and he's the first British Prime Minister to also do so. Tomorrow the focus will be in the national capital. Late tonight he'll be heading to Delhi. Of course, the biggest focus of this particular visit for Boris Johnson is going to be the fact that this is happening during the conflict in Ukraine. And there's been, of course, a lot of talk about India's diplomatic policy as well. There's no doubt that that will be the focus point of talks between UK and India as well. So in the vehicle, you see that huge convoy moving by slowly. In that is UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. He's touched down in Ahmedabad. We'll connect with our reporters in just a bit to get you all the latest updates from the ground. But you can see all along the roads there, people have gathered in large numbers. Huge colour, huge show of our culture and tradition to accord a grand welcome to, in fact, UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Let's cut across to a live report.
बैरिकेडिंग की गई है और इस बैरिकेडिंग में जगह जगह पर लोग मौजूद हैं। सांस्कृतिक नृत्य किए जा रहे हैं, चाहे वो रास गरबा हो, भारतनाट्यम हो, अलग अलग तरह के साउथ इंडियन ट्रेडिशनल डांसेस हो, अलग अलग बैंड हो, नासिक बाजा हो, ये सारे सांस्कृतिक नृत्य और बैंड जगह जगह पर बजाए जा रहे हैं। और सबसे बड़ी बात मलिका, मैं आपको बता दूं कि उनका जो कॉन्वॉय है ब्रिटिश प्राइम मिनिस्टर बोरिस जॉनसन का, काफिला भी बहुत धीरे धीरे आगे बढ़ रहा है। वो लोगों को वो वहां पर मिल रहे लोगों को गाड़ी में बैठकर उनसे उनका अभिवादन कर रहे हैं और ठीक तरीके से धीरे धीरे वो पूरा ये सांस्कृतिक नृत्य और लोग जिस तरीके से खड़े हैं वो उनको मिलके जा रहे हैं। लोग यहाँ पर देखिए किस तरीके से मौजूद है, यूके के झंडे हो, भारत के झंडे हो, वो सारे यहाँ पर लोग मौजूद है। सबसे महत्वपूर्ण बात मलिका का जो मैं आपको बताऊं कि आज जो उनकी मीटिंग है, जो आज उनका पूरा शेड्यूल है, बहुत बैक टू बैक प्रोग्राम है, बहुत ही टाइट शेड्यूल है। पहले यहाँ से तो वो जाएंगे गांधी आश्रम। देखिए, कोई भी बड़ा शख्स जब गुजरात आता है तो गांधी आश्रम जरूर जाता है। गांधी आश्रम का जो माहौल है वो बहुत ही अलग होता है। गांधी आश्रम के बाद गौतम अडानी जो बिजनेसमैन है उनसे मिलना है, वहां पर उनकी मीटिंग होनी है। देखिए, बिजनेस से रिलेटेड एनर्जी सेक्टर हो, तो ये सारी बहुत महत्वपूर्ण मीटिंग है। इसके बाद का जो कार्यक्रम है वो मैं आपको बता दूं कि वो यहाँ से वडोदरा सिटी जाएंगे। वडोदरा में जो जेसीबी का प्लांट लगाया हुआ है वहां पर वो है, वो उस प्लांट का जायजा लेंगे। उसके बाद वो दोबारा गांधीनगर आएंगे। गांधीनगर में एक यूनिवर्सिटी है जो बहुत ही हाई टेक हाई आर्ट फैसिलिटी है, उसका वो जायजा लेंगे। उसके बाद दोबारा बैक टू बैक मीटिंग्स है। और मलिका बता दूं मैं आपको, 80 से ज्यादा डेलीगेट्स उनके साथ आए हैं और ये पूरा काफिला उनके साथ चल रहा है। और दूसरी सबसे महत्वपूर्ण बात कि जिस तरीके से भारत और यूके का जो एक रिलेशन है और बिजनेस रिलेशन हो, उसको किस तरीके से आगे बढ़ाया जाए, गुजरात का जो मॉडल है वो उनको यहाँ पर दिखाया जाएगा। यहाँ पर गुजरात किस तरीके की गर्मजोशी से प्राइम मिनिस्टर बोरिस जॉनसन का स्वागत किए गए हैं, पूरी तैयारियां हो चुकी है।
Getting you the latest ground reports from Ahmedabad there as UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has touched down. You can see his car moving slowly, greeting all the people who've gathered there on the roads to accord a welcome to the UK Prime Minister. Let's take this across to Paulami Saha. She's joining us live from Ahmedabad. Paulami, give us a sense of the welcome being accorded to the UK Prime Minister. Very crucial visit. I will talk about that in just a bit, but I want you to show us what's really happening around you.
Well, Akshata, good morning to you. We're standing right outside Gandhi Ashram, which is also popularly known as Sabarmati Ashram here in Ahmedabad city, which is the first stop for the British Prime Minister. I can already hear the convoy. In fact, Akshata, you can see that the first up vehicles, the police escort vehicles, in fact, are moving ahead right now, cordoning off this entire stretch of the road. Gandhi Ashram, of course, is going to be his first stop. This is the first visit by a British Prime Minister to the state of Gujarat, and of course Boris Johnson's maiden visit to India as UK Prime Minister as well. This visit, of course, is being categorized and characterized as a personal visit of the British Prime Minister. So he will be, of course, engaging in a lot over here over this day-long time that he's going to spend in the state of Gujarat. He will be visiting, of course, he's in Ahmedabad right now. There are, of course, children, as you can see, who who are, of course, raising the British flag as well. Similar welcome arrangements have been made across various points here in the city of Ahmedabad. Big hoardings that have gone up, which basically have pictures of Boris Johnson, Prime Minister Modi, the Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel as well, saying welcome to Gujarat. This behind me is Gandhi Ashram, where you can see a similar banner has been put up right outside which says welcome to Gujarat as well. And those arrangements currently being made to in fact ensure that he of course feels welcome in the state of Gujarat. Like I said, the first visit by a British Prime Minister to the state of Gujarat. Let's show you some of those school children. Pavan, if he can come with me. Those school children currently waving the India and the Britain flags over here. Of course, waiting to welcome British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, whose convoy we believe has already left from the airport. So this is going to be his first stop, Gandhi Ashram, after which he will be heading to a meeting that he's going to have with business tycoon Gautam Adani here in Ahmedabad, after which he will be heading towards Halol in Gujarat, which is in the outskirts of Ahmedabad city, closer to Vadodara. It's about 2.5 kilometers, 2.5 hour drive from Ahmedabad city. He will be in Halol, which is a manufacturing hub in Western India. Several multinationals have companies and plants in Halol. He will be visiting the JCB India plant in Halol. JCB is a British manufacturer of construction, waste handling, agriculture equipment. He will be visiting that plant, after which he proceeds towards GIFT City. GIFT translating as Gujarat International FinTech City, one of the first green smart cities of India, a central business district. He will be going in over there, spending some time over there as well, before he of course concludes his day-long visit in Gujarat. And tomorrow of course is the official part of the visit, as they say. So big and welcome arrangements which have been made over here for the welcome of British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, and we're hoping to see that convoy, Akshata, in a short while from now, where we're standing. This is Gandhi Ashram right outside Sabarmati Ashram, where we are standing right now. He's expected to go in over there, pay his of course tribute to Gandhi ji as well. Let's try and speak to some of the people. आप यहाँ पर आए हैं बोरिस जॉनसन को देखने आए?
हाँ.
आप किसी से एसोसिएटेड है? आपको अपने बारे में बताइए.
हाँ, हम बीजेपी से हैं.
आप बीजेपी से हैं?
हाँ.
अच्छा. तो बोरिस जॉनसन यहाँ पे पहली बार ब्रिटेन के कोई प्रधानमंत्री गुजरात में आए हैं. पहली बार ऐसा हो रहा है, तो कैसा लग रहा है?
ये मोदी जी साहब के होने से ही मुमकिन है.
अच्छा.
मोदी है तो मुमकिन है
ये कितनी बड़ी बात है कि ब्रिटिश के प्राइम मिनिस्टर, पहले यूएस प्रेसिडेंट भी आ चुके हैं गुजरात, जापानीज प्राइम मिनिस्टर भी आ चुके हैं गुजरात. तो काफी सारे डिग्नेटरीज हैं पिछले कुछ सालों में गुजरात आए हैं और गुजरात की तरक्की उन्होंने देखी है. तो इसके बारे में क्या कहना है?
गांधी जी जिन्होंने सत्य और अहिंसा का जो पाठ पढ़ाया है, पूरी दुनिया को दिखा दिया. और गुजरात में जो विकास चौमुखी चारों ओर विकास हुआ है, तो उनसे प्रभावित दुनिया के हर देश के लोग यहाँ आते हैं. गांधी जी ने जो आजादी के आंदोलन में बिना मार काट किए सत्य और अहिंसा का पाठ जो पढ़ा है, वो पूरे दुनिया में वो एक मिसाल है.
वो एक मिसाल है जी, बिल्कुल. और गांधी जी के ही पास आ रहे हैं सबसे पहले प्रधानमंत्री बोरिस जॉनसन. इसके बारे में आपका क्या कहना है?
हम बहुत उत्साहित है. वी आर वेरी प्राउड ऑनर फॉर अस दैट ही इज कमिंग इन गुजरात स्टेट, विच इज स्टेट ऑफ आवर पीएम. So we are very excited and we are going to give him warm welcome.
Okay, so they are going to give him a very warm welcome and they're very excited is what they're saying. Akshita, we'll try and see if the convoy is anywhere in sight at the moment, because some of the pilot vehicles have of course crossed us, but we do believe that that convoy is moving very slowly, because like I said, at every point on his route from Ahmedabad airport towards Gandhi Ashram, there have been stages, small stages that have been built in order to welcome him. In fact, there are stages where cultural performances are currently underway. Let's try and speak to some of the school children who've been raising the flags over here as well, the India flag and the UK flag. Okay, you're very excited. You know who's coming?
Narendra Modi and Boris Johnson.
Narendra Modi ji is not coming today, but it's the UK Prime Minister who's coming.
Boris Johnson.
Yes. Okay. What do you know about UK Prime Minister? Do you know anything about Britain that you want to share? Have you been to UK? No. Okay. Would you like to go?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you excited?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So you can see the children over here are excited as well. So there are, of course, a lot of people who've gathered over here in order to welcome the British Prime Minister, who's on a personal visit to Gujarat. The first time that a British Prime Minister is coming to the state of Gujarat, and you can see these excited faces on our camera screens right now, Akshita. In a short while from now, we expect, of course, that convoy to cross this stretch towards Gandhi Ashram, which is to my right. Akshita?
You had to burst the bubble for those kids there, Paulami, by informing them that Prime Minister Modi is not there. There is a meeting scheduled tomorrow between the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Prime Minister Modi. So no, the Indian Prime Minister isn't there in Gujarat to welcome Boris Johnson. Tomorrow there will be a meeting in the national capital between Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. But the focus right now and the timing of this visit so crucial, Paulami. The fact that, the UK Prime Minister had planned several visits. None of those actually happened because of the COVID pandemic. 2 visits got cancelled. The timing of this is very important. It's happening amid that conflict in Ukraine and, of course, worldwide talk about India's diplomatic policy.
Oh, absolutely, Akshita. In fact, one of the statements, the pre-departure statement that UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, in fact, made was that, peace and prosperity peace and tranquility, in fact, have been threatened by certain autocratic states. And that is going to be something which will come up for conversation between 2 of the leading democracies in the country, of course, referring to the United Kingdom and to India as well. So clearly, Ukraine is going to be a subject of conversation and something which will, in fact, dominate much of their bilateral talks tomorrow, which is to happen in Delhi at the Hyderabad House at about 11 a.m. in the morning. And that has been clarified by the British side as well, when they've, of course, given us a sense of what this visit is all about and what the UK hopes to achieve from this visit. But also the Indo-Pacific tilt is going to be extremely significant. Security of the Indo-Pacific is something that is going to come up for conversation. Remember, like you said, in fact, there have been attempts made by both sides to meet each other during this time. Unfortunately, it hasn't happened. In 2021, there were at least 2 instances when the UK Prime Minister was in fact planning to come down to India, but that did not happen because of the COVID pandemic, once because of the scare in the United Kingdom itself, and then, of course, because of the scare in India itself. And as you can see, more of those pilot vehicles now crossing us right now. In fact, that is, of course, the British Prime Minister's convoy right now. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson there, as you can see, Akshita, on our screens right now, waving to those children as they, in fact, wave out to him. The Prime Minister now entering the premises of Gandhi Ashram. That is where he's headed. He's entering from a separate VIP entrance which has been made for the UK Prime Minister. He, in fact, has, in a short while from now, he will be reaching this location. And you did see, of course, the UK Prime Minister. We believe that he's going to take possibly a short stopover at his hotel where he's staying, and he's going to briefly stop over there before he comes to Gandhi Ashram. Okay. So yes, as we were talking, it's going to be extremely crucial and extremely significant, this visit. And like I said, it's Ukraine, it's going to be Indo-Pacific, and it's going to be about key investment announcements as well, which we are expecting.
They're getting us a glimpse, a short glimpse of UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. His first stop, as Paulami has been pointing out to us, is going to be the Sabarmati Ashram. I want to bring in our National Affairs editor, Rahul Srivastava, also on this broadcast. Rahul, good morning. What to you is going to be the biggest takeaway of this 2-day visit by the UK Prime Minister to India?
Good morning, Akshita. If one looks at this visit to Ahmedabad and Mr. Boris Johnson's 2-day visit, one can say that this is an element, there is a signaling as far as geopolitics is concerned, as far as the domestic politics is concerned, and also definitely when you're in Gujarat, it's always business. If you look at the geopolitical element, at a time when Ukraine and Russia are witnessing a conflict that is impacting the world, where questions have been asked about India's stand as far as the Ukraine-Russia conflict is concerned, and vis-a-vis Russia, India's oil, energy requirements from Russia. the signal that Boris Johnson, the British Prime Minister, one of the key component of European nations, is here in India and will be holding parleys, as Polomi was saying, with Indian Prime Minister, is a definite signal in itself. Then there are going to be definitely a lot of talks about, there are nearly 26 items as far as the trade pacts between India and England are concerned, and all those were witnessing a certain amount of stagnation over the last couple of months, and that's where the Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be taking up with him. But when it comes to coming to Ahmedabad, very crucial, I will say that I'm here at Shantigram, which is a Adani Group's one of the biggest real estate properties in Gujarat. One can say is that element of showcasing a political state, a demographic state. I think this is a master class. If you see what Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been doing since 2014, bringing state dignitaries like Xi Jinping in 2014, and if you see last election, ahead of last elections in 2018, you had Shinzo Abe coming to Gujarat. So Prime Minister has started showcasing Indian states, and what better than Gujarat, where he was Chief Minister, and there is certain growth story to narrate to the international community as far as India is concerned. Now, in this leg, not only Mr. Boris Johnson will be meeting Adani Group Chairman Mr. Adani, but also will be visiting Baroda industrial complex there also. Now, what does it really do? Why does this happen? See, the basic idea is to keep the people of Gujarat engaged. Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2014 contested from two seats, Baroda and Varanasi, and he opted to stay with Varanasi. So somewhere there could well have been questions that he has left Gujarat. But if you see how Prime Minister has been visiting regularly Gujarat, has been part of the growth story of Gujarat, the Prime Minister has kept the people engaged as far as the Narendra Modi people of Gujarat story is concerned. And the visit can be yet another brick in that wall that Prime Minister has tried to build. Ahead of elections are going to be there in Gujarat later this year.
Right.
And this visit definitely is a political signal also that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is still as close to Gujarat as ever.
Okay, Rahul and Polomi, thank you very much for joining us this morning. We're going to keep coming across to you for all the updates on UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson's two-day visit to India. He's landed now in Ahmedabad and has a packed schedule ahead. Trust us here on India Today to get you every single update of the UK Prime Minister's visit.